Real Madrid didn't just beat Manchester City this year, they exposed them. 3 Ws at the Bernabéu, a hat-trick before half-time, and City's midfield looking like it had never met before kickoff. Fast forward a few months and City's midfield doesn't even exist anymore. Rodri gone, Reijnders gone, Bernardo Silva gone, and as of today, a 4th name is walking out the door too. This is the story of how one nightmare night in Madrid turned into a full-scale demolition of Manchester City's engine room, and why Enzo Fernandez and an 18-year-old from Lille might be the 2 names that put it back together. Let's get into it. March 11th, 2026. Santiago Bernabéu, City fly out to Madrid for the Champions League last 16, and within 42 minutes, their season is basically over. Valverde scores in the 20th minute, then the 27th, then the 42nd. A hat-trick before half-time from a guy who plays right back half the season. Madrid's counters kept finding the exact same pocket of space in front of City's back 4, over and over, and nobody in a sky blue shirt could close it down in time. So what did City do about it? They didn't tweak, they didn't rotate. They cleared out basically the entire midfield. That first, Bernardo Silva, 9 years, 19 major trophies, announced back in April he was running down his contract, and completed a free transfer to Real Madrid of all clubs in June. Then it was Tijjani Reijnders, sold to Saudi side Al-Qadsiah for around 52 million, barely a year after arriving from Milan. Then Rodri, and here's where people get the story backwards. Rodri didn't get sold and then go win the World Cup out of spite. It happened the other way round. He captained Spain to the World Cup, picked up the golden ball as the tournament's best player, came back to Manchester as a literal world champion, and City still let him go to Barcelona for £65 million. Think about that for a second. City sold the reigning World Cup golden ball winner weeks after he won it. That's not a decision you make lightly. A 30-year-old 1 year left on his deal and recovering from back surgery, but still, and it doesn't stop there. As of today, City are also verbally agreed to sell Nico González to Newcastle for around 50 million, less than 2 years after signing him as Rodri cover in the first place. 4 midfielders who all played a part in that City engine room, all gone inside a few months. That's not a tweak, that's a full teardown. First man through the door to replace all that, Elliot Anderson. £116 million from Nottingham Forest, making him the most expensive Englishman in football history, beating City's own Jack Grealish deal. This isn't a squad filler signing. Anderson started every single game for England at the World Cup. He can play defensive mid, box to box, even further forward if needed, and Maresca clearly sees him as the long-term backbone of this new look engine room, 1 down. 2 more names to go, and this is where it gets really interesting. City's next target is an 18-year-old from Lille called Ayyoub Bouaddi. Yeah, 18. This kid was one of the standout midfielders at the World Cup. He can play defensive midfield right back, even centre back if you need him to. And City reportedly value him around £85 million and are hopeful of wrapping up the deal any day now. People inside the club have actually compared his versatility to what John Stones used to bring to this exact system, a midfielder who can basically morph into a defender mid-match without City changing shape. Then there's the big one, Enzo Fernandez. City remain genuinely interested, but Chelsea want around 120 million and City are refusing to just hand that over. So for now it's a staring contest, City hoping Chelsea blink, and if they don't, names like Roma's Manu Kone are sitting right there as the backup plan. Basically, City want Enzo, they're just not desperate enough to overpay for him, which given everything that's happened this summer, is honestly a bit of a mood. So why do City see Anderson, Bouaddi and potentially Enzo as the trio to rebuild around, instead of just buying one superstar and calling it a day? Because Maresca isn't trying to replace Rodri with another Rodri, he's trying to build a midfield where every single player can do 2 or 3 jobs at once. Anderson covering deep and box to box, Bouaddi sliding into defence whenever needed, Enzo bringing the passing range and game intelligence to actually build from the back under pressure. It's less find the next Rodri and more make sure we never need just one Rodri ever again. Whether that's smart squad building or just a very expensive way of saying we panicked after Madrid, we'll find out over the next few months. One thing's for sure, Pep and Maresca are betting a huge amount of money that flexibility beats individual brilliance. That's the full story of City's midfield rebuild, from getting torn apart at the Bernabéu to losing 4 midfielders in one summer to spending over £200 million trying to make sure it never happens again. Let me know in the comments, do you trust Maresca's version of this midfield, or do you think City cashed out their World Cup winner 1 trophy too late? If you enjoyed this breakdown, smash that like button and subscribe for more City deep dives, because this rebuild is far from over, and you do not want to miss what happens next. See you in the next one.